we now are at like 1.5 million downloads. We now have, I don't know, like 350 paying subscribers. That was the hard part of building this company, is that we had to make sure people, the niche people who needed to know we exist, did. And that took a long time. That's the 13 years that we're just now starting to get the momentum behind.
Well, that almost sounds like the recruiting process.
There you go.
You know, you've got to be, you know, you've got to go win. You've got to be able to do your job. You have to know how to do your job. But in order to get to the next level, whether that be college or you want to make the high school team, somebody's got to notice you.
Right.
So how do you do that as an athlete? So I'm going to ask you, how did you do that as a business?
The biggest part is targeting. Figure out who is your customer.
Okay.
Just talking to people for the sake of talking to them is noise. Just spending a lot of time talking to a lot of people is noise. Instead of trying to make a lot of things that everybody just likes, make a few things that a few people love. And once
Say that again.
So instead of making a lot of things that a lot of people just like,
yep,
make a few things that a few people love.
Now I'm going to wrap that in baseball, you're right. Don't do a lot of things. You don't have to do a lot of things. You have to do a very few things really, really well.
Correct. That's how you get noticed.
That's how you get noticed.
If you do one thing exceptionally well.
Right. Hit with power. Throw with velocity.
Consistently.
Consistently. Right. Over time, diving. It's a vertical challenge to get that instead of, okay, I need to play first, I need to play third, I need to hit this, I need to pitch that, I need to do that. You're just noise in the background because you don't do enough in any one thing better than anyone else.
Correct. And for us, our podcast that we started in 2014, and we did it every single week for 10 years.
2014, so we're 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's now coming up.
25, so 11 years.
So it's on its 11th year now. And episode 495 comes out tomorrow. And it's Contracting Officer podcast is not something you would listen to unless you're in this space.
Yeah.
And the idea of knowing who your target market is, who would listen to that? Those are the people that I go onto LinkedIn and I see if you're a contracting officer, if you work in the government contracting, if the title contracting attorney is in your title on LinkedIn, that's a person that needs to know about it. For me to go and buy a billboard along I-95 is a waste of time and money because most people don't care. You have to get noticed by making a few things. Okay, it's a lot now. It's a 495. But once a week, that's a few. That's a small number, right? Yeah. But we're much more targeted on make something that people love. And it took us, I don't know, a couple of years to get the first 1,000 really rabid fans. And we now are at like 1.5 million downloads. We now have, I don't know, like 350 paying subscribers. Wow. It took a long time. But it's because for those 350 people, they love it.
Right.
But we're not Joe Rogan.
Right. But that's a process. That's a process for future payoff.
Correct.
So that's what we call delayed gratification.
Yes.
So you're not going to get it now. You're going to have to, grind and be blistered, and you have to commit to the process. And almost, would you think, don't even look at the payoff at the end, because it's really all about what I'm doing today.
It is for lots of reasons. The biggest one is that if you're thinking about what's going to happen tomorrow, you're not thinking about what you're doing today.
Yeah.